you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forged Lines Forever. Today, I have a 6v6 custom match here on the most amazing Roxas map generator. Let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 in the west, ending with Team 2 in the south. Starting off with Team 1 southeasternmost player on the southern side for Team 1. He is Yoji, going first line as an Aeon in Imperial Gray. He is a 1900, the highest rated player on Team 1 and in the game overall. To his west, another Aeon here for Team 1. It is Pepe's going first land in forest green. He is a 1300. To his northeast, rounding out Team 1's southern side of the map, we have Clinch going first land as another Aeon here for Team 1. He is a 1600 in Tropical Ocean Blue. To his north, we have in Gold in the Dark Green, M13 going first air as a Seraphim. He is an 1100. And to his north, by northwest, we have Air Mors. I can never pronounce the last part of his name, so I'll just call him Air for short, going first land as a UEF. He is a 1500 in Pac-Man Yellow. And last but not least, here next to him, we have in Amethyst Purple, Okpuk going first land as a Cybern. He is an 1800. So for Team 1's side of the map, they have 3 Aeon in the south with 1 Seraphim, 1 UEF, and 1 Cybern in the north. So all the factions have been represented by Team 1. Starting off with Team 2's southern side of the map and the southwesternmost player on Team 2's lineup, we have MSG. Going first land as a Cybern as an 1800 in Light Oak Tan. He is the highest rated player on Team 2. In the east, we have Soundman going first land as a Cybern in Snow White. He is a 1400. And rounding out the southern side for Team 2, we have Touch My Berries going first land as an Aeon. He is a 1600 in Orange, the color orange. To his north, we have in lightish red, pink, Squealo going first line as a Seraphim. He is a 1200. In Rust, to his northeast, we have another 7 here for Team 2. He is non-nerd power going first land, second air. He is a 1500. Again, he is in Rust. And last but not least here for Team 2, we have Chicken Rayaba going first land as a Seraphim. He is a 1700 in Ruby Red. So for Team 2 side of the map, they have 3 Cybern, 2 Seraphim, and 1 Aeon, which means Team 2 lacks UEF technology. And for 12 players on the map, let's take a look how much reclaim they have to scoop up. They have right now 75,000 reclaim. That is a ton of mass. I don't know if that's the most mass I've seen on a map, but it's definitely up there in top probably 5 or so maps that I have casted. That is a ton of mass to scoop up. And I'm trying to do math in my head. Times 5 would be 60, so times 6 would be 72. So over 6,000 mass per player to scoop up. That is a lot. Did I do my math right? I think so, because that'd be 72,000 if it was for 12 players. But yeah. So over 6,000 mass. That is so much mass. That is, I can't even, like, I mean, I could try, but that's just a lot of mass. And talking about the mass for a lot, we still have to go over the mechs locations here for both of our teams. We'll take a look at Team 2 side of the map here, starting off with a nice quad mechs in the north and in the south. We have a 6-star mechs here in the middle, which most likely may or may not be shared. We do have a couple of twin mechs here on that approach. And what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and heck, octagonal set of mechs is here in the east. Most likely will be shared, possibly, maybe not. Depends on how our players feel about one another on each other's teams. But there are a couple of one-offs pretty much everywhere else. There's nothing really that's going to be instantaneously fought over. Essentially, the middle of the map is this narrow-ish neck of land in between these two hexagonal mechs. Sextant mechs, whatever we want to call that, for 6 mechs. There's a couple of, again, mechs over here on the northern side and southern side. But besides that, there are a lot of mass points. There are a lot of wrecks to scoop up. And in terms of just the map overall, the northern and southern edge completely isolated by these mountains. And as we get to the middle of the map, again, it's kind of getting more and more isolated. So I would not be surprised to see a lot of spy planes A lot of air scouts coming out from the southern and northern players. So I definitely expect most likely 2 air players per team, 1 in the north and 1 in the south for the west and eastern side of the map. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and see where our players are headed. Well, one place they're definitely headed is to the only land that's realistically forward, which is the middle of the map. As we can see, there's about 12,000 of that reclaim in the middle at least. Obviously, a lot of it is spread out around the map as well. But our players are headed for there. We have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the players on Team 2 headed for the middle, while Team 1 has 1, 2. No, he's still doing stuff. So 2, 3, 4. So at least 4 of the players on Team 1 headed for the middle. So we have 9 of the 12 players headed for the middle of the map. Only player on Team 2 not headed for the middle is Nerd Power. He's building a transport, it looks like. And he may go to the middle. We will just have to see. Maybe he's just thinking about it for a couple of minutes while he gets his build order nice and lined up. We do see a couple of raiding going down units down here for the south for Yoji, going after MSG's engineers, trying to delay the reclaim that Team 2 is trying to gather. We do see Sandalman is going to walk right next to that little flare. So unfortunately, it will not be long for this world unless it moves. Group of engineers on a transport outbound from the 4-screen player. Pepe is going to just drop one of them, though. I feel like 2 would definitely be a little bit better just to reclaim faster. Because the sooner that mass gets into your coffers, the sooner you can upgrade, the sooner you can spam up units, the sooner, it just kind of snowballs after that. Air Scouts over the top here for him as well, getting some nice readouts here for his team, specifically himself, but it does benefit his team, of course. Looks like transport orders have been given by the player of Nerd Power, so instead of sending his comm forward, he sends his engineers, which may or may not be useful, but we'll just have to see. We do see some comms for both teams getting very close to one another. It does look like it's going to be Air versus Squealer and Chicken Rayaba for Team 1 and Team 2. And then the southern side, we have Clinch and Touch My Berries moving to the middle for that set of reclaim as well. We did see a lot of movement very early on for all, 9 of the 12 players headed for the middle, but it looks like a lot of them stopping, getting giving a couple mexes, getting a couple facilities just so that they can reclaim what's on the way there. And they don't want, of course, their opponents to come in with a transport, which is what Yoji is doing to reclaim the mass that does technically belong to Team 2. Definitely one way to delay your opponent's upgrades and units if you just take away the mass that quote-unquote is rightfully theirs. Definitely rude. It's useful, but also rude. We do see comm-on-comm action here between Clinch and Touch My Berries, and Team 2's dual comm of Chicken and Squealer boxing out Ed from moving into this reclaim field. Definitely going to hurt from that, but we do see M13 coming to assist as well. And do we see Okpuk? Okpuk is moving southward as well. So it's going to be 3v2 on this northern side of the middle. It looks like it's going to be 2v2. We have, again, Touch My Berries and MSG versus Pepe's and Clinch. Kind of surprised not to see Yoji over there, but he's going for a nice little T1 land facility. And looks like he will go for the middle. So 5 of the players on... Actually, no. All 6 of Team 1's players will be in the middle. Team 2, you're missing out on the full 12-player action in the middle of the map here, having Nerd Power being in his base. He doesn't want to engage. I don't blame him. I don't want to deal with the nonsense that's happening right here, but, I mean, if everybody's going for it, you might as well at this point. Obviously, he doesn't know that right now, but... it's just one of those things. Just calm action here between these players. And we see more of them arriving all the time. We even see one in the far distance. I think that's Okpuk, I believe. Am I correct? Yes, it is. He's going for the couple of mixes. And with that reclaim field gathered up here, there's nothing really for Team 1 and Team 2 to fight over. In the north and the south, Team 2 got a better end of the deal here and kind of got half and half roughly here. Taking a look at the reclaim numbers, Team 2 is sitting out a little bit more than Team 1, but again, 30,000 versus 26,000 at 7 minutes in this game is very nice. That equates to a huge chunk of both of those players' total mass accrued. It's a little over a third for both. It's a little over a third for Team 2. It's probably about... It's about a third or so for Team 1. Again, trying to do math in my head as the numbers change does not help the situation. So it's all estimates here. Team 2's Touch My Berries going for speed. Definitely the first upgrade I would go for, just due to the fact he is very close to some commanders that can easily walk and say hi. So getting that speed upgrade is a lot better than the range. He will go for range next. I wouldn't be surprised if he does do that, but at least getting the speed, be able to force back a couple of those comms and units outbound from Team 1. Gun damage range has been started for Ed in the northwest. Again, he's the only UEF player in the game, which means he's the only one that has Percy's, Fat Boys, Mavors, all the niceties that UEF do enjoy. And Squealer going for T2. So again, going to try to establish a nice little front line in the north. I'm going to try to establish a nice little central position in the middle. Range has been started as I predicted he would do. It's almost like I've casted 300 plus games or something. Team 1's Yoji going for range first. He's a little bit further back, so he's definitely safe in terms of any sort of incursions from Team 2. So definitely the better upgrade to start with first. And Clinch going for T2, so trying to establish a front line in the south. We do see Pepe's has grabbed this western side of the middle, going for most of those mexes, has given, or, I mean, they're both Aeon, so again, it's kind of hard to tell if he built that or Clinch built that. Probably Clinch. He grabbed most of those mexes, and in the east, we have no sharing going down here for Nerd Power. He's probably going to be the air player. I wouldn't be surprised. Yep. Going for T2 already in the south. T2 air also online, so 2 players on Team 2 have gone for air. And so far, one player in the south and 1 player in the north. So again, 2 air players for both teams. We're going to see a lot of air very, very quickly. It's going to change up the landscape in the middle very quickly as well. M13 going for gun speed. Again, Ed almost halfway done with his upgrade for gun. Okpuk moving around, just kind of patrolling the area, making sure no units start any incursions from Team 2. Touch My Berries pushing forward with the range and speed upgrade, going after some T1 PD. He will outrange those, so unfortunately here for Pepe's, he will kind of be boxed out at least a little bit. We do see Clinch pushing forward just ever so slightly. He might start to build some PD. Probably here would be a good idea, just to start being in range of Touch My Berries to force him back. This has to be very careful of how close he goes. You can see that's the range at which he can fire at. And so he can go for even further than that. So I think it's like right about here is where he could hit. We're probably getting those Oblivion PD online right next to that radar would be definitely optimal. But the PD have been destroyed for Pepe's. He's going for speed. He has the range on board. At least that's what I would assume. I don't see the text on board. PD has been shot and misses. Touch My Berries will see that and go, no, I'm good. I'm just going to move out the way. Not going to worry about it and call it a day. 10 minutes on the clock here. T2 land and air is being established for both of these teams in this game. Again, those ecos being supercharged by the just total amount of reclaim on the map. Not really a lot of reclaim now, just due to the fact not a lot of units have died. We went from 75,000 to 11,000, so a significant drop in mass on the field. That number will obviously go back up with units and comms and structures dying very quickly in the mid to late to end game. M13 pushing forward with his gun upgrade and Ed moving southward to support Pepe's position. He has gun, speed, and range as well. Sorry, speed/range. Have to differentiate between the actual speed and range upgrades that the Cybern and Seraphim have. And Yoji going after MSG, so have the exact same range as one another. So no advantages there. Only disadvantage there is MSG has a little less hit points than his opponent of Yoji, yeah. M13 again pushing the northern side and Ed pushing the southern side of this group of units here for Team 2. Mixed in here are the forces outbound from the Rust player, actually, of non-Nerd Power, and the lightish red pink player of Squealer. Kind of surprised to not see these transfer over to Chicken or even just Squealer in general, just to micro all of those units. But 3 comms pushing. Again, that northern side Pepe's has pushed forward to try to force back Squealer. Squealer going for a bunch of PD, shields, AA, and artillery, it looks like. So trying to establish a nice little forward operating base in front of the Mechs base here for his teammate of non-Nerd Power. And with those PD online, it will force back Pepe's at least temporarily. Great veterancy is started to occur here for Team 1. We see almost 1 star for Ad and 1 star for I want to say MS13 for some reason. It's one letter off, so that's probably why. M13 to T2 PD online. Pepe is just standing there and taking it, taking unnecessary damage, is dropping to 5,200 hit points. Squealer's still pumping out PD, now dropping him to 4,000. Has to be very careful here. He needs to get out of range immediately. 3,000 hit points and falling. I think that's it. I think they're out of range, and now Ed is the recipient of that firepower. He does have 1-star veterancy now. And again, you got to be very careful with those laser weapons because they can hit you and they don't miss. Well, 99.99999% of the time they don't miss. In the northeast approach here for Team 2, Chicken moving southward again, just reclaiming the rest of these units that had some fighting going on. Not really a whole lot of issues there, with one team getting not necessarily a better set of reclaim or the other. In the south, Yoji pushing forward, has the shield on board as well as the gun speed and range, but looks like his shield has been taken out quite significantly, which means it was drained to the point where it wasn't on, which means that it wasn't active, which means it's not staving off the damage, which also means that he's taking hull damage, which is not good for him because he's at 3,600, so definitely needs to fall back probably a little bit more. We have 3 players here for Team 2 in the southeast. So again, it looking like it's, Team 1's Akbuk is actually fallen back to his base. He doesn't want to join the middle. So we have 3 players in the north for Team 1 and 2 in the south, 3 players in the south for Team 2 and 2 in the north. A little bit of a mismatch here, but we do have Squiddo getting a nice fire base online, now going for more PD just to fully secure it. We do see some volcanoes coming online as well as some Oblivion PD to again protect this position here for Pepe's. And fire basing is just going to be the main stage of the game here, especially because this is the only access for the land to the other side of the map. Team 2's player of non-nerd power actually joining the front line with the transport, has gun and nano, going to be very useful for pushing back Team 1. You could essentially isolate Pepe's if all 3 of these players from Team 2 just walk west and try to, again, isolate Pepe's. That will force him to either go east or south, probably south, because he doesn't want to be isolated once again when those comms do move in. But now all of Team 2's players are on the front line, and Team 1 is missing Akbuk. He is retreating a little bit to his fire base, producing main T2 land facility over here southeast of his main base, which is going T2 air. T3 air has been established here for the Pac-Man yellow pair of Air and the 4-screen player of Pepe's for Team 1, and Team 2 also has T3 in the form of the Snow White player of Sanoman and the Rust player of non-nerd power. We do see some ASF and some interceptors flying around here. Looks like they dropped off a couple of units here from Team 1's Akbuk, but again, it was a PD spammed up very, very quickly. They will take out a radar, unfortunately, but I don't think those units are going to get that much value out of them. Bangers can attack ground units. Their accuracy is definitely not great, but at least it's something. But I don't think that'll really last any much longer. It was a nice attempt by Team 1, but not as good as they thought it would be. So definitely unfortunate for them. We do see some mobile missile launchers starting to be the main production unit here for Team 2 on the, again, north side of that approach. The southern side, Nano has been started for MSG. He already has stealth. Heavy shield has been started here for Touch My Berries. He is going full Aeon aggressive commander, going for, again, bulkiness in the shield and advanced range and speed. And Nano is done. Will he go for cloaking? Doesn't look like he's going to rep up his hit points. Probably doesn't need to bother, because by the time he walks over there, he'll probably regen the rest of them anyways with 78 hit points second on board that Cybran commander. Not as good as the Seraphim one, but definitely better than a UEF one. We do see M13 underneath his shield being attacked by some missiles. There are a decent amount of missile launchers here, and some of those shields are, some of the shield capacity is starting to lessen a little bit. He's building his traditional M, it looks like. There's one little PD just to protect it. It's annoying just because you have to go through multiple wall sections, but definitely adds a little bit of flavor because it is the first letter of his name. It's the only letter in his name. At this point, he could just write out like 1 and then 3 and build like a PD in the middle of the 3s, like right one here kind of thing. And it looks like reinforcements starting to hide underneath the shield. They're waiting to attack, waiting for a nice trajectory. We see some bombers over top here. Going to land on those T2 mobile missile launchers. Not even kill off any of them, but drop some of them significantly. Even some of them below 100 hit points. So Just a couple more bombers and most of those units are destroyed. Nano repair has been started for Sanoman. Looks like it's going to be a 3 attack. 2 of them with gun and nano. 1 of them with heavy shield, advanced range, and speed. They could easily overpower Yoji's position if Yoji is not careful. But I think they're waiting for the nano repair to finish off first. Don't blame them there. Again, 3v1. Take that trade any day of the week. Even if you lose 1 player in that engagement on Team 2, at least you would kill off the highest rate play on Team 1. So, again, it's one of those risk-reward. Do you take the risk or not? Gunships coming online here for Team 1's air player of Ed, going for those T3 gunships of the broadsword. All that means is Team 2 is going to start pumping out some flak to deal with these. I don't see any sort of raiding operations. We do see a transport that has dropped off a nice little T3 brick with a nice little deceiver to block out radar signatures. Definitely annoying for Team 2, and I wouldn't be surprised to see non-nerd power dealing with other things and not focusing on what's going on in their spam flag. GC 80% says touch my berries. Touch my berries, yes, is at 80. Wow, that is a very fast GC. Before 20 minutes, that might be the first experimental of the game, which means he probably got a ton of reclaim very, very early on. 14,000. Okay, that definitely would do it. That's a decent amount of reclaim. Cloaking has been started for MSG. Everybody's upgrading here. This is just upgrade central. We see bombers over top going after some TMD, possibly. Where is the missile outbound? It is outbound, but it will be rebuilt, unfortunately. And some Harbingers have been dropped off to attack the reinforcing lines here for Team 2. Looks like those are Sanoman units. And that's going to be very annoying for Team 2 to deal with. They have to focus a little bit more on their back line, just because they've had invasions in the north and in the south. Got to watch out for those type of sneaky little plays. And multiple mechs have been taken out by that brick in the east. Definitely worth the value. 5,000 plus mass killed off. We do see an air fight occurring over Team 2's base of non-nerd power. So even if he loses his own ASF, he can easily reclaim them and can reclaim the ones from his opponent of Air. Still don't know how to pronounce his name, so any of you in the comments that speak German, you could do me a favor and please let me know how to say his name. I do want to say his name, Mors Hovli. It sounds like, I don't know, I don't even know what it sounds like, but that's definitely German. In the front, air, like Edmond Frey, or maybe, I don't even know anymore. I think I'm confusing myself at this point. I hit myself with confusion, and it was super effective. But please let me know. I do like to pronounce people's names correctly, so if you know German or somebody you know who German, please let me know how to pronounce it. But that T3 Harbinger getting also a decent amount of value of it, killing off a radar, killing off 3 mexes. I think one of the, Ooh, was that a missile launcher? Yes, it was. Kills off another T3 mech. So all of these mechs have been taken out for Team 2's MSG. I feel like MSG probably wants some payback. And he has cloaking. He has gun. Will he go for laser and just make it the trifecta? Sanoman was over here at some point, but I don't know where he went. He's not dead. Where is your comp? Where is your comp? Oh, he's over here. He's just in front of my face, and I can't even see him. Look at that. Look at that. And he's moving up. Bombers are inbound going for that T2 mechs over here, but are going to fly into a little bit of some interceptors. T2 mechs will be taken out, will be spotted, and will have spotted that Colossus. Yoji's like, nope, no, I'm not dealing with it. TMD have been taken out, and the missiles taking out the reclaim. That's going to hurt Team 2's eco just ever so slightly. And they're still dealing with those bombers outbound from Yoji. Again, not really focusing on a lot of things, but just trying to really, really annoy Team 2 at a minimum. That T2 mechs also gets taken out. And again, Team 2 is losing a lot of mass income in the south. And they do have that Colossus, though, so that's going to offset their losses at least a little bit. In the middle, things have broken down. Team 2's Squealer's frontline position has fallen. Non-nerd power going for an upgrade, most likely stealth, or most likely cloaking or laser. Going for laser, it looks like. Yeah, that's his. Yeah, that's laser. Very interesting. Not going to go for torpedo. That doesn't make sense in the middle of the desert. That's, yeah, build torpedo in the desert where there's no water, so you can't even use it. That's a good idea. Touch My Berries is sitting on almost 300 mass income here, but Clinch is sitting at almost 400, with Okpuk sitting at over 300 as well. 2 players on Team 1 sitting over 300 mass per second. And I would not expect to see some sort of Colossus or Chicken or something come out of these players. I mean, all the Southern players for Team 1 are Aeon, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a Colossus here pretty shortly. But a before 20 minutes Colossus for Team 2 has touched my berries is probably the fastest one I have ever seen in Supreme Commander, at least in this map or version of the map or whatever you want to call it. We have some Corsairs fighting over the top with some interceptors. With Spy can't even talk here. ASF, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Looks like Team 1 will claim victory in the skies. They lose most of those Corsairs, but Corsairs still going after that Colossus, though. Harbinger is grouping up here for both Clinch and Yoji, trying to prepare for the incoming threat of that Colossus. And that Colossus is just going to barrel on forward. Already killed off 22,000 mass and climbing. We'll probably get the 2-star veterancy before it dies. Gunships inbound as well. T2AA trying to do what it can, but it will be prioritied by those gunships. Corsairs coming in, ripping off hit points. We have Harbingers coming in, trying to rip off their own set of hit points. On board that Colossus, they want their own pound of flesh, but those Harbingers just getting scooped up. All the Aurora get behind the Colossus, and this is a massive effort by Team 1 to focus fire on the first experimental of the game built by Team 2. And looks like some friendly fire, not really that useful there here. Ogpuck's Corsairs, but again, you're trying. That's all that counts. Colossus targeting some ASF. You never grabbed an ASF with its vacuum arms and will crush it before it gets destroyed. Oh, no. Oh, I mean, the mass does, of course, fall on Team 1's side of the map, but still. Teleporter has been started by MSG. Gets rid of the cloaking. Very interestingly. And Monkey Lord says chicken. And I'm assuming it's coming from the northern side. Yeah, it is outbound here from Ogpuck. We do see some bombing going down here from Team 2's Chicken as well, going after those T2 mass fabs that have circled around those T3 mexes, which means all of them went up in smoke because of that volatile explosions that they do occur. 22 minutes on the clock, almost 23 minutes, and no one has died yet. We've had no close calls. We've had some damage. I mean, we've had kind of one in the middle, but it wasn't in the red. It was still in the yellow. But Team 1, again, 6 players left. Team 2 also at 6 players left. Team 1 sitting at 1.4K income. Team 2, 1.5K income. And the map control, definitely 50-50. I'm not going to give it one way or the other. The middle's kind of in flux back and forth. I'd say maybe Team 2 has a slight advantage with this little outcropping here, but Team 1 also has this outcropping and this one. So, again, 50-50, call it a day. Just split it down the middle quite evenly. And let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, if you haven't done so already, like the video and subscribe to your channel. Thank you so very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, all the time and attention you give to this channel, my videos, and the like. I really do appreciate it, and it amazes me every day when I see the view counts go up and up. I really, really do appreciate it. We have some Harbingers that actually just walked across this little, I don't even know what, depression in the mountainside, whatever you want to call it. That is not going to be great here for Team 2. We do see Sanoman directing his column southward to intercept those Harbingers. Probably needs to get some T2 PD online. Harbinger will reach the shield and honestly may get a little bit of damage done, but there is a Loyalist nearby. That's not going to help anything here for Team 1 Joji. And all his forces do get stopped in their tracks. That Monkey to the north has forced back Team 2 a decent ways. They're not going to kill off the rest of the mexes here in the middle for non-nerd power. And that's going to be a total overwhelming here for Team 1. Team 2, when they went for early Colossus, now they're going for early Emissary, 24 minutes, and I see the holographic icon, meaning that they are planning for, oh, explosion. Oh, in the southwest, Team 2's MSG goes in for Yoji and gets annihilated by Yoji. That's definitely unfortunate here for MSG. So we went for Teleporter, La Laser, March Pass, Set Map in Cartoon Aussie. I don't know what that means, but that didn't really go well here. A lot of T1 PD right here, so definitely just kind of blitzed him down, which is surprising because I don't know if he built the laser or not. I saw him building the teleporter, but I didn't saw the laser started, so maybe he went without the laser. Very interesting, but that means that this game drops to a 6v5 in favor of the Western team of Team 1. And huge amount of efforts for Team 1 to build up a decent amount of land force. Now forcing Team 2 back in the south. Not deciding to push on the north, but just pushing back Team 2. So trying to do essentially Nice little, okay, I'm going to push you back this far, then push them down this far. Lots of T1 energy storages. They're volatile, which means they explode, probably trying to prevent any sort of just Aurora or other THAMs or T1 units from running in. Definitely don't know why they were there, but they were there. Maybe he built them by accident. I don't know. ASF's fired over the top here of now Team 2's Touch My Berries base. Quote unquote gifted over by MSG. We do see Sandalman under attack by that gunship, but then gets shot out of the sky by a nice little Transcender T3 anti-air SAM launcher. And the ASF count, again, not necessarily favoring Team 2. I think Okbuk is the main air driver here for Team 1. He's sitting at 38, while Sandalman sitting at 24. And Touch My Berries, that's the wrong player. He has a couple of interceptors. And non-air power sitting at 22. Well, of course, Team 1 does have Pepes, and he has some spy planes. That's it. He doesn't have any ASF. He has one ASF, excuse me. So it looks like Okbuk is the main driving force for air for his team, at least in the ASF game. He has a decent amount of Corsairs. That's a dangerous amount of Corsairs. That might be a snipe on the cards here. But look at this. Just look at just based on the vision here for Team 1. Team 1 heavily going southward, pushing back, Touch My Berries, going after the main base here for him as well. But Team 2 needs to focus heavily on defense. I know they're going for an emissary. They might finish it before 30 minutes if he puts enough effort into it. He does have 2 bases. He's sitting at almost 600 mass income. M13 builds his own experimental. It's not the monkey because he is Seraphim. Where is your chicken? Yep, there it is. Built by the commander himself. Chicken in the middle here for Squealer, pushing back the units roaming around the middle here for M13. And I keep saying MS13, probably by accident. Apologies to you, M13. But huge invasion from the west here from Team 1's Yoji and Clinch, using the environment to their advantage, walking over, which is surprising they can walk over this, but I guess it's not that much of an incline. It's not too bad, but the engineers will be like, I want to go over, but everybody's getting in my way. Firebase being established on the other side of the mountains, especially with all of these Harbingers here for Clinch. Really a lot of T3 prowess here for Team. He's just pumping those units out. He's building his own emissary, so Clinch building a T3 artillery. Touch My Berries building a T3 artillery. Actually, this one here for Team 1's Clinch is actually in the green. And he's fighting not necessarily an uphill battle, but Touch My Berries is closing in on 700 mass income, so he can really scale his ego very, very quickly. When you have 2 quantum gateways online and you're just producing RASCOMs, it kind of does that to your eco, just really supercharges it, especially if you have enough build power around it. Chicken being surrounded by Harbingers here in the middle of the map, and they are closing in. Ionstone will activate. It will catch a decent amount of them, but Harbingers are pretty quick, so not all of them will die, of course, but a decent amount of them will. I'd say probably about a dozen or so before they get out of range. Definitely going to hurt at least some of the land prowess here for Clinch. But his main focus, again, is that artillery. It is almost done. It has now been completed. T3 artillery tech is online for Team 1 in the north. Fat Boys, SMDs, air grid. Nuke online for Okbuk and almost loaded as well. We're seeing all the tools here in this game. We do see it's going after this base for Chicken. Chicken, if he doesn't move, he will be killed off. That's not going to feel good. He's going for T2 air as well. Might switch over to T3 here pretty shortly. I wouldn't be surprised. He's going for a Chicken in his main base. And the attacks just continue to mount here for Team 2. We see Crab and Monkey coming online here for Soundman and Touch My Berries, trying to defend against the horde of Harbingers. Actually, those are engineers scaling the mountainside, and Harbingers stacking up on this fire base. I do love the stealth field generator, just so that it kind of obscures a little bit of Team 1's ability to see stuff. But they do have an Omni nearby, so that kind of nullifies most of that. Not all of it, because there's a little bit of it they can't see. But essentially, they can see everything. So 90% is better than 0%, so they'll definitely take that. Touch My Berries finishes an experimental, most likely another Colossus or even a Monkey. Nuke is outbound from Okbuk, going after this base for Chicken. Chicken immediately going, oh, that's not going to feel good, and moves out of range. All of his units go, nope, see you bye. He could just control it, K everything, but he's busy moving his comm. He has advanced ARAS on board, advanced nano repair, and advanced regen. I think that, yeah. It is all of the advanced on board. And there it goes. First kaboom of the game. And now Team 2 knows about that nuke from somebody on Team 1. They might not know exactly who. Oh, no, they do. They know it's Hawkbuck. Just depends on how long they've known about it. Monkey pushes forward to get into range of its laser while the crab comes in, supports it. Engineers moving forward to try to reclaim the monkey, but all the shields have been taken out, opening the doors for that. Actually, it is a crab. For that crab to come in, my brain farts there for some reason. To target both the artillery and the PD without any sort of issue with the shield. The monkey will take most of the damage, of course. The Megawatt takes a little bit of that miasma fire, but honestly, it definitely worth the price of the mission. And now Team 2 has secured that southern approach. Now, looks like those units outbound from Clinch going, not really worth it going south anymore. Let's go north. So now pressure mounting for the northern side of Team 2. Don't know if that's the best idea. Usually you focus on one side or the other. You don't just keep flip-flopping unless it's really advantageous. We do see artillery targeting the air grid here for non-nerd power. He's really spread it out. I do like that and not like that. I feel like he could probably combine these two at a minimum. If he's going for more of a decentralized air grid, I do like that he's going for that. There's not a huge like cascade issue. Problem is he doesn't get as much as the adjacency bonuses, so it's again definitely one of those rock and a hard place kind of decisions. But I feel like if he were to do like I'm going to do a set of 8 structures instead of 8, be a little bit better. You get a little bit more value out of your money, or in this case, mass and energy for that. Looks like emissaries now just trading fire at this point. Both of them, I think, have been spotted by one another. Another nuke outbound here from the Apocalypse nuke launcher outbound from Pepe's. We have one Cybern and one Aeon nuke for Team 1. Team 2, again, just has the emissary going for the second one, already in the yellow. Don't see anything. We do see a T3 Hovatham coming online here for Squealer. We have Seraphim artillery tech and explosions going on. Where? Want to make sure it's not a comm. It is not. It is probably a Rascom. Don't know where he died. Probably on screen somewhere, and I just don't see it. Someone probably pointed out it's right here. Your mouse was right on it. You just didn't see it. And again, the nuke that we saw building. Artillery in the north here for Chicken. So we see 1, 2, 3 artilleries under construction for Team 2. One of them, of course, already built, so possibly 4 for Team 2. Team 1, of course, has 2 nukes. This one is almost loaded. This artillery is in the red, but it has been started. I don't think anybody else on Team 1 is building artillery tech. Quantum gateway being established. Secondary air grid in the north. With 2 players on Team 1 in the north going for air. Going to be a huge prowess for air, and as you can see, the fight is real. Team 2 and Team 1 having at it. We see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different colors in this engagement. Monkey has been taken out. Other monkey to the north has been taken out. That crab is going to be surrounded by gunships and some harbingers pretty shortly, being attacked by some artillery from the south. Crab should probably start walking back. ASFs from Team 2, Saddleman and Non-Nerd Power have won the air fight, but obviously remember, though, that Non-Nerd Power has lost some of his air grid. Not all of it, but a chunk of it has been gone. And Team 1 can really pump out air from the south and from the north. So as the game goes on, unless Team 2 continues to expand, Team 1 will have the numbers in air. Second artillery is in the yellow. Again, that is Team 2's at least biggest play right now, is that artillery. But more players following suit on Team 2. At least 2 of them. One, actually, I think, well, 1 right here and 1 up there. Artillery is in the yellow, and artillery is in the yellow. And the emissary here for Clinch is in the yellow. So again, it's going to be more about a numbers game at this point, not necessarily about which artillery is the best. I still think T3 emissary is the best in terms of like T3 specifically. Obviously, Mavor is the best. There's really no question about it. I mean, you could argue that, of course, the Salvation is really good at taking out shields. And if you combine a Salvation with a Mavor, good luck keeping a shield grid online. You have the constant firepower, meaning you can't regen shields, plus you have the giant just punch from the Mavor. Oh, that would be devastating. It's just no shield grid. Oh, there's probably a shield grid that could keep up, but it'd be very hard-pressed. Dual chickens in the north here for Team 2. 1 from Squealer, 1 from Chicken. Would like to see those transferred over to one player so you can micro them a lot better, giving Squealer or Chicken the ability to go for other project. ASF come in, take out the remaining ASFs from Akbuk, not allowing a mass build-up to occur. Nuke outbound from him once again. And he's going for the southeastern position over here, opening the front door of Team 2's southern side of the map. And that's not going to feel good. But unfortunately for Team 1, not going to be as much value that was killed off from the one in the north. We see this Nuke sitting at 38,000, so we'll see how much is killed off. ASF sitting here, though, not the best idea. Those ASFs will definitely get singed most heavily from that nuclear encounter. Nuclear, I said it again. Nuclear encounter. I have to say it right. Again, kind of default to the nuclear instead of nuclear encounter. Anyway, ASF going to fly right next to it. Some of them are going to be killed off. Not terribly many, but Chicken is defeated by Akbuk in the middle. Looks like that was by those Corsairs that he built up a while ago. Got sniped out of the sky. That looks like also a monkey is nearby, so that actually could have been killed off by the monkey. Apologies for missing that. Team 2 loses another player. It is a 6v4 in favor of Team 1. And, of course, kaboom! I was focused on the Nuke a little bit more. Very surprised to see that monkey kind of charge forward without both chickens kind of just stopping it. I mean, that's where the comm died right here, and that's definitely the monkey from Team 1, especially when it's facing it. So, definitely interesting there. Strat bombers are being built by Team 1's Pac-Man yellow player of Air. He's going for something, going after that chicken, and he's going to rip off most of their hit points. It's going to probably take one or two more passes. ASFs are being called to protect that chicken, and if they move in right now, it might be enough, but he's going to save those strat bombers for another day. And Chicken saying there's 10 strats. Second artillery has been built by Clinch. And second artillery has been built by Touch My Berries. A huge resistance going down here for Touch My Berries to protect the main shield around both of the artillery pieces. Looks like a P-Gen got hit, but it's fine now. Oh, the shield does fall, protecting the main shield as well in the north. So dual assisting both shields. And how is the shielding holding up for Team 1's Clinch? Well, the shielding grid around one of them has fallen. Getting more T3 shields online. Needs to probably intermix T2 and T3. You kind of get this like dual layered effect that happens. Especially with the UAF's really good with that because you put T2 right next to T3 and it really just creates like a double bubble. And then if you want to be really annoying, you can have an SACU with a bubble shield on board. You're going to have 3 bubbles in one shield. You're going to have the T3 shield, the T2 shield, and the bubble shield from the comm. And if you really want to make it a point, you could put a UEF comm underneath that shield. So you'd have T3, T2, a bubble shield SACU, and the comm with a shield on board. Just have 4 shields in one shield. And you can have parashields. You get 5. You can have 5 different types of shields in one shield. That being the T3 shield itself counting as well. Going into that shield a lot there and bubble shields. Anyway, looks like the artillery focusing north now, ignoring the artillery emplacement here for Touch My Berries. It did get cinched, but it did not get destroyed. The fire rate on board, that one in the east, is a little bit diminished. But Team 1's Clinch Mistakes is not killing it off. That's definitely going to be unfortunate. He can see that it's still there. It's not like he's like, oh no, it's gone and I can't see it. No, he knows the P-Gens aren't there anymore, but he doesn't know that. We do see some strat bombers moving in, coming in with the emissary fire. That's really going to hurt. Team 1 does not have a defense for that. Those strat bombers are inbound, going for that artillery emplacement. And now Team 2 is going to have 2 emissaries online. Oh, there it goes. Takes out one of those emissary shields coming back online. It's going to take a second for that, though. And roll that artillery fire from Touch My Berries. Kill off the second one. Is it still coming in? No, it's coming in. It's one after the other. Nice little 1-2 punch. It's going to land right where it needs to. Killing off the P-Gen, and there it goes. That's got to hurt. Both of those emissaries are down. Strat bombers going after the air grid for Pepe's. Also trying to nick the Apocalypse nuke launcher as well. Probably should go after the P-Gen. ASF's coming in and airlocking the southern side. Sitting here, definitely not the best idea. But will this one strat bomber be enough? Will it kill off the nuke? No, it will not, but does land on top of that quantum reactor, though. That's not great. I mean, kill it with impact damage. I mean, you can do that. It take a lot of bombers, but you could do it. Not massive efficient, though. It focused twin artillery here, says Chicken, taking out the nuke. I thought I saw another nuke launch here from somebody. Looks like it stopped loading for the time being. It is sitting at 66,000, so it did not kill as much mass as the first one did. But again, it is better than nothing. Looks like the middle has kind of died down for a little bit for Team 1's Yoji and Clinch. Again, focusing a little bit more on defense, trying to prevent any sort of incursion. You are not going to try to walk 2 Colossi through this, are you? I mean, I guess if you can send everything else, you can probably send a Colossus, right?
Strategic launch detected.
Yeah, that's not going to feel good. Speaking of Nuke, Nuke launcher in the south being targeted by artillery. Launching, going after this base over here to the south. Has one little mass. Actually, that's a T2 power generator. Not mass, but it's just producing some power and units here for Sanoman. I think it looks like it's more of kind of a secondary facility, just producing a couple of bricks, but not really hugely being focused. It is his T3 land headquarters, so he will lose access to T3 tech. But this is the main issue now for Team 1, is that dual emissary artillery. We now have a Hovatham in the middle and a Hovatham that was destroyed, I guess, at some point, but then another one was built. I don't know what happened with that. Maybe, I think it was because Chicken was killed off, this was being built, and then now we have no power building this one. We built that one, so we have 4 artillery pieces for Team 2, 38 minutes on the clock. Nuke lands, kaboom, takes everything out. I mean, it's a nice secondary base that's gone, but it's nothing hugely that will affect Team 2. It's mainly just, I can't build T3 units. Let me just build a T3 land headquarters again and call it a day. The nuke has been taken out. Looks like they're targeting SMDs here. Looks like there's one down here. The shields will start to fall. Not enough to protect that SMD against 2 emissaries. Emissaries notorious, of course, for their dual hit mechanic. You get the initial hit plus a little pulse that happens. You don't really see it when it hits shields, but when it lands, it's kind of like a little bit of a secondary damage that occurs. Very reminiscent, of course, of the T2 Miasma, built by the same faction. And there's that secondary pulse, takes off the main shield. All it's going to take is one shot nearby that patron SMD. And there it is, a direct shot, speaking of which. Novax being built by somebody. Looks like it's Team 1. Obviously, Team 1 only has access to Novax. And artillery landing in that base. It's not going to feel good. Another one will impact and get a nice cascade going on. Shots are over the top here. You can see it's going to rain in. Where's it going to hit? Oh, right over here. That is Hovatham shots. Those are not emissary shots. I thought those were Hovathams, but they are not. So you can, one, obviously you can tell because it doesn't have that secondary pulse. But, it strikes the Novax. That's going to hurt. Should have built shield first there, my friend. We do see those tri-colossi moving eastward, using this to go around the units building up north. But at the same time, that Yoji's attacking essentially from the south. Team 2's attacking from the north. Squirrel's sending his forces in south, not north. There's a crab and a chicken sitting over there, so definitely a better idea to send them south. Looks like those Colossus probably should have been used for defense. Going to focus that crab. Crab should be focusing on this Colossus because it's weaker, but you target one thing and you hope that it does enough damage. Colossus being built up very, very quickly. Third emissary is online. That is getting very, very dangerous here for Team 2's Touch My Berries. Oh, and all 3 Colossi are fine. Their main goal is crack that emissary position. We do see the comm of Akpuk is in the main base for Touch My Berries. Touch My Berries getting out of range. Lots of shields around this, going after the SMD. Akpuk still alive, and Yoji Control K's probably dead by some pigeons, looks like. So Team 1 loses their first player, might lose the second one here. Akpuk trying to take out all the shield emitters, and wants to avoid the T3 pigeon. He doesn't want to get some AoE damage, and he has taken out the SMD and is now ripping through Touch My Berries' base. Colossus is online trying to protect those artilleries, and more PD are being built to prevent Akpuk from moving southward. More Rascoms coming online. Akpuk is at 5-star veterancy, 15,000 max killed. He can't gain any more hit points. Bombers being redirected over to Akpuk. Nuke outbound going after this base here for Team 2. Touch My Berries. It will go up in smoke. Akpuk does get killed off, but he did kill the SMD. That was definitely better than nothing, and that will seal the fate for this base for Team 2's Touch My Berries. He was doing so well. He had 3 emissaries online, but that nuke outbound, I think from Akpuk actually, And that's going to be a nice little last nail in the coffin, a death from beyond the grave. And those Colossus going to move westward. ASF coming and clear up the bombers. And we have another air fight here. It's on Team 2 side of the map, though. And there's only so much mass that Team 1 can reclaim from this, and probably going to reclaim nothing. But there are engineers already over here moving eastward. They haven't been given orders yet. They've been, of course, Yoji was commanding them. Colossi going after those emissaries, which will be killed off by the nuke anyways. But I think the nuke got shot down. Yes, there was one right here. It shot down the nuke. One emissary does get taken out. Crab comes in. It might save the other ones. Oh, maybe not. Oh, there's that pigeon. If the pigeon comes into play, that's it. It's going to kill it off. You just got to focus fire. Strap bombers coming in. Will that last emissary be saved? No, it won't. But the nuke does not come in and nuke all of the reclaim, though, so at least that's something. So Team 2 loses 3 emissaries anyways. Nuke was shot down. Definitely would have been a nice nail in the coffin from Team 1 against Touch My Berries, but alas, I mean, the goal was accomplished, but the nuke did not land. Second artillery is almost built here for Squealer. How's it going in the north? Second artillery is online. No pigeons assisting it. Benefit is no sort of volatile explosions nearby. Bad news is can't fire as quickly. So the benefit and downside of that. Emissaries have been started to rebuild here for Clinch in the south. I don't see any nukes being... Oh, no, it's going to be rebuilt. Okay, never mind. Team 1 trying to rebuild. Team 2 going to try to rebuild. And in the north, that nuke launcher is still online. Looks like there was a Awasaw bomber that came in and targeted this. The air grid is essentially down here for air. He has RAS on board, and artillery is raining down near his base, so that's not helping the situation at all. Squealer doing a very good job of putting pressure on the land side of things in the middle, really forcing Team 1 to not being able to engage from the north. From the south, Team 2 have had other issues, obviously 3 Colossi, but there's 4 of them to scoop up here, so that's, what, 50,000 plus mass? That can easily rebuild that emissary and then some. Shields, again, definitely a good start for building a shield first, but you do have artillery fire raining in from somewhere. That emissary isn't done yet, though. Oh, there's one over here to the west. 2 of them online for Pepe's. Pepe's going, I like what Clinch did. And don't build it near his main base. Built it up here to the north. Love that play. And I love this. Just one shield protecting a bunch of mass investment. Obviously, it'd be a huge explosion if it did go up in smoke. But one shield. Not really being targeted by Team 2 is not a huge issue there. 2 emissaries, though. That's going to hurt Team 2. Strap bombers moving in, going to take out that nuke. If they weren't going to take it out, the artillery was. So both nukes are down for Team 1. Team 2 did have a nuke at some point, I thought. Maybe it got destroyed. I don't remember where it was. Explosion somewhere on the left side of the screen. Looks like maybe... I don't know where it was. Maybe down here? I don't know. I don't know where that explosion was. It sounded like it came from my left ear, but I guess not. And again, more shields need to be built around that emissary that's being rebuilt. A bunch of RAS comms running on, trying to build more shielding. Again, facing down 2 emissaries is a tall order to deal with, especially when you're building your artillery instead of trying to protect it. 90% says chicken. So that 3rd emissary will come online. That nuke is back online here for Pepe. So he has a nuke and artillery. Clinch will have 1 artillery. Grab pushing forward against a fully healed up Colossus. That was probably new off the line. Nice minty fresh. Nice clean, what is it? New car smell. That's the word I'm looking for. Wow, we really struggled with words today. I don't know why. But as a reminder, Team 1 sitting at 4 players left. Team 2 also have 4 players left. We have, again, dual artillery in the north for Team 2's non-nerd power and going for a 3rd. And we have dual artillery over here, actually going for a tri-artillery piece for Squealer. So 4 artillery in the north for Team 2 and in the middle. Another emissary trying to be rebuilt. Already almost in the yellow, so getting that up very, very quickly. 1 emissary online in the south and 2 of them in the west. But a Soul Ripper comes in from Santa Man. Going to take out both of those emissaries. Really needs to take out the rest of that shielding, though. There is a squadron, a couple of them inbound from the east from Pepper. It's going to go after that bug. The bug is going to drop into the yellow. The main goal here is take out those emissaries, and ASFs just destroy everything that comes in. The bug is still online, about half HP. Shield is being assisted as we speak to protect it. But emissary fire is raining in. That's not helping. Not emissary fire. That is Hovatham fire coming in. from the east, targeting those emissaries. And all it's going to take is once that shielding comes down, that's it. Those two emissaries are dead in the water. Another emissary going to be built by Clinch up here, trying to avoid the massive amounts of focus that's going down on that dual artillery base. It looks like the artillery has redirected at least some of it. Strap Bomber's going to come in, try to take out the remaining shield capacity on board those shields. And is it going to be enough? Oh, it was just barely enough. Team 1 needs to just hold on. Almost. Is it going to be enough? Artillery raining in. We have some more ASFs, more AA being built by multiple players actually on Team 1, trying to kill off that Bug. Bug almost got hit by artillery, but it doesn't matter. The shields are down, and all he needs to do is take out the pigeons, but he redirects his fire just for a brief second. Oh, the shield emitter is down, though. One artillery shot will do them in. Two of them come in. Never mind. Oh, this pigeon is almost down. Ooh, you can see all those yellow dots coming across the map. They're really focusing on this. There it goes. Both of the emissaries are down for Team 1's Pepe's. And this emissary is built. Second one is half built, half alive. Tons of Colossi coming online, trying to prevent an incursion. 3 of them online over here. Going to move eastward. Team 2 hasn't even scooped up these ones on their doorstep. They are starting to reclaim on the map here. 46 minutes on the clock. Sitting at 400,000 mass, not just enough, but more than enough to build legitimately anything in the game, and almost twice over. 3 emissary. I'm saying emissary a lot. 3 of a Tham artillery pieces online for nerd power, or NAR. Maybe it's more NAR. I've been saying NA, haven't I? NAR nerd power. But this one gets shot down by probably that emissary, I would assume. I think that second one's going to lose. Oh, shielding is starting to fall, but more shields pop online. They lose 1, but gain 1, so it's a net of 0. And they keep the mass, so I wouldn't be surprised if Squid rebuilds that one very, very quickly. How's the emissary going down here? It is built. That means there are 3, 4, 5, 6 artillery pieces online for Team 2. That is a lot. You might as well just build a game ender at this point. Going to build another one right there. Going to build more shields. Going to build another one right there. Going to build 2 at the same time. I don't see any efforts to go for any sort of game. Oh, nope. There's a Scathis. Never mind. Another artillery piece, quote unquote, because why not? Okay, UEF player in the north for Team 1. Are you building a Mavor? That's all that counts at this point. No, they're building a Paragon. Pepe's is building a Paragon in the northwest. The UEF player of Air going for UEF tech of the Novax. And in the north, looks like Team 2 trying to start a land incursion, but will be stopped by Team 1's Crab and Chicken. Emissary fire is raining in from the east and incoming from the west, but this piece will be taken out. Shields have fallen. We do see Clinch moving out of range. Almost got killed off, though. Needs to be very careful. But that emissary is down. The nuke is down as well for Pepe's in the south. They're betting all their hopes on that Paragon in the north, keeping that under wraps for as long as they can. They probably need to get a stealth field generator. At least all it's going to take is a spy plane or an air scout or something to just go over and go, oh, what's that? Oh, let's take that out. And it's going to be insta-killed by all of the artillery. Those emissaries should be able to hit that position. No, the emissaries can't hit that position, but those Hevathams in the north can. So definitely arrange that. It looks like Team 1 loses Clinch to non-nerd power. Looks like that was by artillery. And the Colossi running around, going to be attacked by some Renegade gunships and some Corsairs. Really being blitzed on by all of those Corsairs, speaking of which here from Team 2's airplay of Sanoman. He hasn't even rebuilt his T3 landing quarters, doesn't even care. Like, it's fine, going for air anyways. He has his own artillery. He has a disruptor in his base going for a second one. We have 1, 2, 3, possibly 4, 5, 6, possibly 8. Wait, can I do that math right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 possible artilleries, 8 of which have been constructed. That is a ton of firepower. We see mechs is being targeted. Everything is being targeted on Team 1's side of the map. They have no way to fight back against that amount of artillery pressure unless they get that game ender of a Paragon online. Unfortunately, I think it got spotted. Oh, it did get spotted. If Team 2, I mean, I saw the ping go down. Oh, there it is. Never mind. 3.5k done. which means it's really close. It's in the green. It's being built by a green player on Team 1, but there's only one shield. That thing's going to be priority number 1 instantaneously. Yep, there it goes. Look at all those artillery shells already moving in. Needed to get a stealth field and needed to get more P-gens. Needed to get more shield generators immediately. It was almost built. Will it finish is the question. If it finishes, it might be enough. You need to send some of these engineers to build shields. If you can get that online, Pepe's, that will be the turn of the game, at least possibly, at least a little bit. I see counter artillery raining in from somewhere. It's outbound from here, from M13. Another one was built for Team 1, but that's being targeted by artillery. Oh, shields are being built. They're being assisted as we speak. I heard stuff blowing up. That that Pepe's experimental resource generator of a Paragon is going to finish. And honestly, I think I'm going to split my screen a little bit just so we can keep track of that Paragon. That's going to be very crucial here for Team 1. Because the longer that stays online, the better it is for them. And looking like they're building more air facilities just to be able to be pumping out gunships. Again, Team 2 has lots of artillery coming online. And that Paragon has been completed. Shields need to be built immediately. Reassign those engineers for shield production. Reassign engineers for Scathis production or whatever production. Just talking about Scathis is already in the green for Team 2. They have multiple artillery pieces everywhere. Going to build T4 at this point. Going to have 2 game enders so far. We could see a Mavor. We could see a YOLO. That is possible. There are all the factions in the game. And that artillery fire is going to be hyper-focused on that Paragon. We can see, again, more shields are being built and being assisted. So just to make sure that the facility stays online. Again, that's the main thing. And obviously the first thing you do when you build a Paragon is you build another one. And where is he going to build it? Probably right here would be a good... Oh, no, he's going to build it right here. But that's his Salvation Shield. Secondary one has fallen off. Building multiple Salvation sites at the same time. I mean, you can overspend your income from your Paragon. That is the thing. It is, quote, infinite, but not really. But it's a lot. I think it's 10K mass income. This is the max, I think. Yeah, I think it's 10K. No, maybe it's 5? Maybe it's 5,000. No, it's 5,000. Okay. No, he's... it keeps changing the numbers on me. I don't know. But you can see the artillery just rain in constantly from Team 2. That is their main goal. But Scathis is operational. Is going to rain in just all of the fire that it can. I'm actually going to move this. Actually move this right here. Just so that we can get a little bit better view on the Paragon over here. Actually, you know what? We'll put it right there in that corner. There we go. I'm going to put that over there. We have one thing on the right, one thing on the left. That'll be a lot better. Not in the middle there. And we have 2 comms sitting underneath the same shield coverage. But Scathis is online. More shields are coming online. Looks like, I don't know, they're going to build nukes. So Team 2's non-nerd power building nukes. Oh, there goes the Scathis fire raining in around that Paragon. Killing Para first, says non-nerd. Nar. Nerd power. I have to say that R. I have to really say that, the end of that word there. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 artillery pieces. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a 13 somewhere, but the shield does fall. That's it. There goes the Paragon. Team 1 has lost their game under their only hope in this game. And were they able to make something out of it? The bunch of Salvations that are being built, that's about it. But none of them have finished. That is not good. One there. So we have one there. One there, one there, one there. So we have 4 of them being built simultaneously. Actually, 5, 6 of them being built. The UEF player of Air Control K, seeing the end of the game is nigh. I mean, just from his perspective. Team 1 can still come back from this, but again, 12 artillery pieces online or almost online. Sorry, 13. We have Touch My Berries building a Cybern one because he can. Yeah, we have 1 salvation, 2 salvation, 3 salvation. This one and this one, I mean, that one you can add up to 1 right there. And I get the understanding that like you want to be able to again build as many as you can as quickly as you can, but there is such a thing as trying to focus on too much. There's another one down here. That one I think is being reclaimed actually. Actually, it wasn't even started technically. But I think there is such a thing as building too many too quickly. This one up here to the north was built and is firing. I feel like if Team 1's Pepe's did get maybe 3 of them, I think 3 of them would have been enough to crack most of the shielding pretty quick. It looks like they're targeting the Scathis. It looks like what they're targeting. More nukes are being, but 3 of them. How much master you have? He only has 400, and he's just spamming out everything that he can. He's like, why not at this point? He has his own Scathis, so he can pretty much do whatever he wants. I mean, technically all the players can pretty much do whatever they want, but when you have when you have a game ender, you're kind of like, I can just do whatever now. But that salvation, unfortunately, will not stay online for very much longer. We do see an emissary was built in the interim, so 2 artillery pieces online, one of them being quote-unquote an experimental. I guess it's more of like a 3.5 because normally they're built after a Paragon. And there goes the shielding around the salvation due to the absolute monstrosity of artillery landing in. Jeez, this is ridiculous. Oh, there it goes. Let's see. Oh, it's still alive. The shield is... Oh, no, and there it goes. There's so many shots inbound. It's like I don't even know what they're from now at this point. Oh, there it goes. There goes that one salvation. Emissary still online. Pepper's going to stay in the fight as long as he can. M13 is in the fight as well. It's a 4v2 in favor of Team 2. And Pepper's, speaking of which, Control K is leaving M13 all alone. And he will be the sole survivor of Team 1. I mean, given the fact, I can call it for Team 2 at this point, just due to the fact that they have 12 plus artilleries at this point. They have a Scathis included in that. They have multiple nuke launchers. The Salvation was targeting that game ender from Team 2, but did actually break through a little bit of the shielding, but it just wasn't enough. That's where I feel like had Team 1 gotten, I'd say, 2, 3... Oh, no, they finished one down here. The Salvation is done. There's another one down here. That one's being built very, very quickly by M13, but it looks like he has some power issues. Team 2 built their own Salvation. Hold on. Did Team 2 build a Paragon? I just didn't even notice. It's right here. Nope, just an emissary. And Team 2's Touch My Berries loves his artillery. Tons of Corsairs waiting for a snipe. Our bomber as well. And it is the it's been the beginning of the end ever since that Paragon died, but I'm going to speed it up at this point. 56 minutes on the clock. Look at all the yellow dots racing across the map. I would not be surprised to see another Scathis coming online somewhere. At this point in the game, I expect everything to just be artillery. No shields, no P-gens, no nothing. Just artillery. I think this is the most artillery I've seen built by one team in one game and like staying active, and also the most artillery ever built in a game that I've ever casted, I think. Maybe except the sentence. No, but I mean like 13, 14 artillery pieces for Team 2. I feel like that's probably the most. Mavor was started. It's good to see that, but definitely that shot not even do any damage. Oh, there it goes. I was like, that was weird. Looked like it hit that, but M13, like I said, will just go out with a bang. Where's his comm? Gonna build more Scathis, more Colossus down there. I don't see his commander. Where is it, actually? Oh, he's over. No, those are P-Gen. Those are T1 PD. Oh, he's over here down south. So he's building some PD. Racing around the map, taking out Team 2's eco, trying to do what he can. Team 2 sitting at 3k mass income. Team 1 at 1.4 now. And where is he going? Lol, says Chicken. Lots of Corsairs going to take out those T1 PD. He's going to teleport again. Where is he going? Now he's going to follow Now we're going to follow the exploits of M13. A Quantum Gateway coming online. A YOLO being built. We have quote unquote seen all 4 game vendors, not built, but we saw them. They were and he spotted. All the ASF going to sit around that commander. He's going to build a bunch of T1 PD. This is the game now. Just watching M13 see how long he can survive. And T1 bombers are now on the case. PD, tickle cannon nearby from Nerd Power, and there it goes. There's the slow just decline of the hit points. Looks like he might get out of dodge there. Oh, he does get a rank in veterancy though. That'll help. Where did he go? Back to... No, he went down here. It's just Spamming out T1 PD just to annoy. Oh, look, there's some T1 PDs over here built by Sano. Then leave my Sano, man. Fight the PD war now. We're having a PD war at the end of the game. How fast can a comm engineers build? Oh, never mind. Corsair's come in and say, nope, not going to do that. And he will not get away from that, unfortunately. You need a rank in veterancy, if not a couple of them. There they go. There's, oh, and then an Awasa, and then all the Corsairs. Oh, that's definitely a lot of damage. But that is the game. 59 minutes, almost an hour. And there were more artillery built by Team 2 than there were players that started alive in this game. Let's go ahead and let's count all of them. Let's count the ways, essentially. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So just 8 in the south. Another one was being built, so not going to count that, but 8.5 essentially. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 artillery pieces, one of them being a game ender of a Scathis, one of them being a pseudo game ender of a Salvation. We do have a YOLO that was almost built. That was almost built by Team 2 Squealer. That is a lot of artillery and nonsense and a bunch of nuke silos, because why not? Team 1, I think, had 2 here, right where, yeah, about right here. 2 here, and then probably another 2, so 4. And then, well, I guess we're counting the ones that were a lot. Well, if we count that, then they'll count more of it. Anyway, that is the game, folks. I think MVP, the person who started the artillery wars off, has to go to Touch My Berries. He built a very quick GC, then he built a very quick emissary, as well as his opponent of Clinch. They were doing the exact same thing. But Team 2's obviously Touch My Berries survived. His team won. And really, I mean, he got taken out, his whole base got taken up by a teleporting Mazer commander of Akpuk and the Corsair, not Corsairs, the Colossus from Yoji that were then taken over, I think, by Clinch. And he came back and rebuilt all of his artillery and then some. That was a lot of mass that he was producing. But again, I think I feel like it goes to Touch My Berries. But let me know down in the comments who you felt deserved MVP for this game. And of course, if you haven't done so already, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so very much. I really do appreciate all the time and attention you give to these videos. And now I have to figure out what I have to put for the thumbnail, because I had an idea at the beginning, and then seeing all the artillery, I have another idea, and I really don't know what to pick. So let me know how you like the thumbnail when it comes out today / tomorrow / when I record this video. Thank you so very much. I really do appreciate all the time and attention, and I will see all of you in the next one.